Hi guys, so this is my first speed build officially on the channel. I wanted to go for a typical little home, nothing too extravagant. Figured it would be nice for a single sim. So it was going to be initially it was going to be a 1 bedroom, and then I thought, well, no, let's go for 2. Let's push the boat out. It does have a downstairs bathroom, as well as bathroom, downstairs toilet, as well as an upstairs bathroom. The 2 bedrooms are upstairs, as you'll see soon. Now, I struggled with the layout initially, and I don't understand why I struggled with the layout. It's a pretty simple, small home. In the same way that I very much struggled with the roof on this one. I wanted to go for a really nice shape on the front of the roof. I figured if I could have the bay windows and just this ornate, pretty roof, and it would just look good. But the game didn't want to play with it. So, in the end, I ended up changing it completely. I figured the circle could look nice. I figured anything else would look good apart from a normal roof. No, we went for a normal roof in the end. It did work though. I managed to clip the 2 together to make it look a little bit more natural. I started thinking about what to do with the outside, and I really wanted to not do my typical bricks, boring sort of slats. I wanted to do this gorgeous red colour. The idea was to do the red on the bottom and the red on the top, and I could not find the matching red to go on the top for the slats. So in the end, I ended up picking bricks. I did take reference from the house across the street, which is one that I've built quite recently as well. I wanted to get at least a similar colour brick on that one, but I didn't want to go for the same style of the slats up the top. Figured if I went for a nice green colour, it would just pop a little more, even though it's not the brightest of greens. For the roof, I always struggle with the roof tiles, but we got there in the end, popping a nice little chimney in there too. For the front door, I wanted to have a glass door, then a glass door, just so it would let some light in, so it looked a bit nice. It's not what I went for in the end. We did go for the glass door at the front, not the one on the inside. For the windows, I struggled a little bit when I shouldn't have. Okay, windows are easy. You just pop them down, try and be as symmetrical as possible. In my case, I like to have things symmetrical, otherwise it just messes with my head. Get a little bit OCD about it. I couldn't put the windows down at the front that I wanted to, simply because it clashed with where the downstairs toilet was. So we had to go for these types of windows. These I always find are better for bathrooms, more privacy. I do normally pick the much smaller windows, but it didn't feel right for this build. So anyway, I wanted to then start on downstairs, getting the doors in, getting the right colour doors, the right style doors. They seemed fine to me. I quite like that colour. It just seems to go with everything. Decided that let's start with the flooring. I go for the neutral kind of flooring that I always seem to pick when it comes to doing the wooden flooring, and it's a lovely colour. Figured if I went for this kind of shape downstairs as well, it flowed nicely. So, as you'll see soon, the back is the kitchen, that little bit is a dining room, and the front is obviously the lounge living room area. I picked some smaller windows for the kitchen, some more squished down ones, because once you put the counters in and you put the cabinets around the top, nothing is then showing through the window. It just works nicely. Kitchen floor, different to the rest because you don't want it to be too similar, too samey. Carpet on the upstairs because, well, it's nice to have carpet when you go to bed. You're not standing on the cold or anything like that, wandering around in the middle of the night. Then moved on to thinking what colours would work in the bedrooms. Initially when I started to build this, I just picked the house, bulldozed it, didn't look who lived here. I started making this house for a single lady. Turned out it was a single man. So, not saying that, the colours have to be masculine or feminine or anything, but they just didn't quite look right for the guy. So what I've ended up doing is, I've started a new game. I'm going to repopulate all of the worlds, all with my own builds. And I've moved just the most random lady I could find, first sim I made, randomised, and I've popped her in there. just doing the downstairs toilet. I went just for a bog standard toilet and sink because I didn't want to faff around. Always make sure there's a toilet roll in the right place, accessible, and a nice little towel. For the bathroom, I always want my Sims to have a shower and a bath because I just think it's nice to have the choice. Figured if I went for both separate, it would look okay. But then thought, let's go for the combo. Clip it into the walls so the tiles are what are in the bathroom. It didn't work at all. Plus, it ended up merging with the window, so you would have seen it. What I thought would work nicely would be this. So we were to section it off, put the shower one side, the bath the other. Normally what I would do is I would put a window there so it was like a glass screen for the shower, but given the fact that what your glass screen would be then looking onto would be the back of the shower, it just seemed ridiculous, so went for the design I went for there. For the kitchen, I ended up using some cabinets that I don't actually use very often. Ended up having to switch the windows around a bit simply because, well, it just was going to show the back of the fridge, and do you want to be looking at the back of a fridge? You don't. So then I was trying to figure out at this point which cabinets, which ones around, like which cupboards around the wall would look the best. I like the idea of using the big long one with all the plates in, but it just never looks quite right to me. So what I ended up doing was using, like I say, the cabinets that I don't ever use. Different oven, simply because I wanted it to be more like a starter home than my usual, I'm going to spend a small fortune on building this home. Popped in the sink, thought I'll pop in a bog standard bin and a pet bowl. Now this sim I've made doesn't have a pet. I'm going to have to get a pet for her, otherwise, well, she's petless. That's no good. Like I said, I wanted this to be the dining area because now you've got the archway into the kitchen, you've just got a straight line to get to where you would be eating, whether you want to eat there or whether you want to eat in the living room. I wanted to try and utilise these chairs that I never really use, and they're from the knitting pack. I figured they go nice with the colour that I've picked for the living room. Go for the older style furniture, which again, I love that TV cabinet, I love how worn it is, and this bookcase for me works perfectly. You can put lots of things on it. It works in every room, I think, anyway. That rug in the living room, didn't end up keeping that. Didn't work in the room in the end. And I couldn't find one in here. I do eventually. It's the one that's coming up soon. But I couldn't find one there that was the right size, and it was driving me bananas. So I was popping the lights in. I always go for the spotlights in the bathrooms and the kitchens. I normally just pop them in first, just to get an idea of the lighting in the rooms. In this case, that's not what I ended up doing. I just ended up going for it blind, basically. So the master bedroom, I thought it would be nice to have a little reading corner. So I popped in this little chair so you can overlook the world. Nice easel, because this one's going to be a painter, and the knitting bag, because I figured, why not? The knitting skill's a good skill to have, especially now that your sim can sell things on Plopsy. It's just common sense, really, that you would have something like that. You would have the ability to make money. For the spare room, I did want it to be a spare guest room, but at the same time, like a working from home station. Everybody's working from home in the minute. I'm working from home in the minute. It made sense to have a spare room for somebody to do that, just in case that's the sort of career we go for. Again, I want it to be like an artist. I want it to be getting into knitting, so it might help to have the computer and the desk in there as like a workstation for selling all of our things. So I ended up then moving back into the living room and starting with the decor. I love a good bit of clutter. It's one of my most favourite things to do, is to make it look lived in. All the clutter you can look at, all the clutter you could wish for. Went for some silly things in this. I've never used the gnomes. I think that's just so cute though. It's absolutely adorable. I really wanted plants in this sideboard. I thought it would look so pretty, and I know there's a very similar one that I could have used. I couldn't get it to work with alt placing and using 0 and 9 to move them up and down, so I basically had a huff and deleted it. I was having a little look to see what would look nice. I love these hanging plants from the knitting pack, but they didn't work. So in the end, just went for bog standard clutter, couple of books, tissues, pencils, stuff like that. More knitting things, a cat, even though this one's going to have a dog, I think. I don't know, a cat or a dog, she likes pets. So I wanted to have a nice sort of picture wall here. I started and went, no, that's just not going to work. That was too big, even though it's pretty. I put the nice wreath up above the door. I think that looks gorgeous. There is a one that lights up. I think it's either that or it's my custom content that's the one that lights up. But either way, it's really pretty. I wanted to put up this picture with the dogs. It's just adorable. I mean, look at it. I mean, you can't because it's zooming around, but you know, it's so cute. I figured this room needed some greenage as well. Greenery even. I wanted to put this bonsai somewhere and it was driving me mad. I couldn't find a place, so literally just left it on the floor. So when I went to show my boyfriend what it looked like the other day, I was like, oh, there's a bonsai in the middle of the floor. There was something else as well. I think there was a candle randomly in the middle of the floor. I was like, oh, that's not supposed to be there. So, yeah. What I realised I was missing here as well was a back door. Didn't have a door going out the back because I wanted to have a nice little yard for my sim. Well, garden, yard, whatever you want to call it. Is trying to get the right curtains in here. The curtains drive me bananas on this game. None of them are long enough, wide enough, nice colour. They don't quite clip to the top of the windows. I don't like it. I dislike it a lot. But in the end I did go for some of the more standardish looking ones. Same with the blinds. Just moving back up, see, tried to put a window in. It just didn't look right. Moved back up here and I decided that I would put a little bit of decor up in the master bedroom. I love that picture. I don't use that picture enough. But this one as well. This one is one of my most favourite pictures to use in the game. It comes in 4 and there's different shades, well, different styles. But I went for the blue for this one. For the spare room, tiniest bit of clutter, nothing too much. Wanted a calendar because if it's a workspace, you know, she could be putting in days that she needs to have things done by, all of her deadlines, stuff like that. Again, a little bit more clutter in here, basket to put God knows what in. I would put keys in there, but that's just me. Moving back out into the hallway, and I wanted something up here. It just didn't look right, blank. I thought, oh, fish tank. Well, thermostat first of all. And I thought, oh, fish tank. Fish tank would work. In it went. I'd seen something somewhere where somebody had built this and put the half wall and somehow managed to block the top off as well. Now, I couldn't figure it out. I gave up. I just left it like that. In the final build though, to be fair, I have put a window in the bathroom so you can see through to the fishies. To the fish. But hopefully nobody, you know, rocks up while you're using the toilet and looks through at the fish. Put some mirrors up the top of the stairs because mirrors make a hallway look much bigger when it's not massively big. I mean, to be fair, that's a decent sized hallway. It's certainly bigger than my hallway in real life. Again, bathroom clutter, plants, all that sort of thing. Oh, I've put a light on the outside and just realised I'll have to move that. Anyway, moving to the outside, I thought it would be nice for them to have just the smallest little outside space. So I've got the sofa, the long sofa, a little patioed area, a bird feeder, then they can just sit and watch the birds should they want to. I like the idea of the wishing well. The wishing well is good fun, but then it didn't look right size down. You still had the giant face of the guy on it and just no. So then at this point I was like, well, I'll just do some landscaping. Now, landscaping's not something I do a lot of. I'm so bad with my landscape and I need to get better at it. I thought I'd put different plants in, like all different ones. I thought, nah, that looks silly. Why not? Just put matching ones. Thought we'll find a nice little tree to go in there. Nothing too big. Nothing's going to block out the light. A few little lights on the outside just so you can see what you're doing. And then I thought we'd put in a different window here. Didn't work for me. It looked much nicer like that. So that is pretty much it. Did a little bit of ivy up the outside. I thought that was a nice little touch. After watching a few other people's videos recently though, I've found that there are better ways to do this. And there are much better like ivies, creepers, anything like that I could use to go up the front of the house. And I didn't end up using it. Now that I know though, I will. Wanted to use some more just nice, I don't know, I just like greenery on it. I wanted the roof trims to match. Oh, this as well. I thought, oh, this will look pretty. I'll find myself a nice skinny little line trim around the middle of the house. No, didn't work. That mailbox, that's so cute. That's from the knitting pack. It's just adorable. So again, just moving to the bit more. I didn't do the side of the house, oh well. A little bit more of the terrain, a little bit more of the landscape, and some really pretty bushes and stuff. Figured they would look pretty. Then decided that, unless I've already done it, I would try a different colour ivy going up the front. There was a purple one that I tried. It didn't work. And that is the end of my first speed build. Okay, so that is the build, right? Let's have a little look around. Currently it is spring, so it's nice and snowy in the world. Look how pretty it is. And as I mentioned, I have started a brand new world, so that nice house that I said was across the street that I'd built is no longer there. For some bizarre reason, the new pack was crashing my game. It didn't like any of the mods, any of the custom content I've got. So I tried a fix to try and make it that I could still use my mods, still use my custom content, and it just wouldn't let me. So I started a new game for no reason, but I did obviously bring over all of my previous builds, so everything is there. I can just plonk it all back down. So I will eventually put the other house there. Anyway, this, like I say, is the build. We'll just take it down a notch so we can have a little look around. I'm just going to go into camera mode. My camera skills are less than desirable, so I will apologise in advance. I'm a little bit slow, a little bit, whoop, see, already a bit pants. So this, we walk through and we have the lovely little entrance. A mirror, just to check before you leave, with a little shoe mirror at the bottom. A bit like the kind that you get in shoe shops, where you angle them. A lady's shoes. Through into the dining area, which has got the lovely plant on the 3D shelf, the lovely picture, and the amazing cat and dog picture, which I mentioned earlier. So, what else do we have? We also have the downstairs, through a light, the downstairs toilet, which, by the way, is just a downstairs toilet. Nothing to report home about, but there are those windows that are changed too. Back out, the lovely little wreath. Well, it's not really that little, let's be fair. Into the living room, and I realised I didn't show a lot of this in the speed build. I need to work on my editing skills, I think. Went for a set of 3 pictures that are very similar. Another set of 3 pictures very similar. Look at the polar bear. He's so adorable. Anyway, the furniture kind of tying in the colour scheme with the walls. I realised that you didn't get to see the coffee table going down with the candles and the llama, and it was under that TV stand where the random candle was. So we will just head on through to the kitchen. Is she in the kitchen? Hey, there's my sim. We've got a problem here as well. One of the shelves has disappeared. That's easily fixable. So again with this, I think most of these things didn't clip onto the shelves. It's just a case of placing the shelf, pressing Alt to get to the right place, and then pressing 9 and 0 to move the objects up and down till they were where I wanted them to be. Again, didn't show much of this, so we've got the extractor. I did a little bit of the sinks disappeared. Oh, okay. Right, you need move objects on for this build. So open up the command, so Control-Shift-C, testing cheats space on will get the cheats loaded, and then bb.moveObjects will allow you to be able to move things wherever you want using the Alt key. I'll just come out the back now and show everything. Again, it doesn't look as pretty because it's spring and the flowers are mostly dead, but oh, that's where I thought the tree had gone. The tree's there, don't worry. So we've got this pot. I don't know why I put it there. I just thought it was pretty. The sofa and the dead plants until summer comes again and everything looks nice. And this is, oh, This is where my camera skills are atrocious. Let's go around the stairs. And if I press page up, will you take me up? No. So, hold that thought. Hold that thought. Don't look. I'm trying. Okay, so up the stairs to the little comfy seating area for sitting reading, if you want to. There's fish, and look, there's the bathroom. Like I say, the shower. Oh, I put a towel there. See, more things I didn't show. Shower with a bath mat, shower mat, step off mat thing, so you don't get a wet floor. Bath, plain bath. Towel, put a window there. That was what I didn't show you as well. Just plant, and look, see the fish. Well, the fish that don't exist because obviously she's just moved in and hasn't bought any fish yet. So this is the spare room with the futon bed, the random bits of clutter. It's a lovely dusty pink colour. Oh, the curtains clip into the shelves. Oh, that's not good. And the bed. Oh, don't like that. With the decor, I also realised when I was showing this off the other day that I picked the dirty laptop that's been through like a nuclear blast or something. It doesn't look good. Through to the master bedroom. The 3 beautiful pictures that I like. I also changed this to blue. The room, and changed that picture. And the bedding. Because it was green, and the green was so similar to the outside of the house. I didn't like it. I thought it looked a bit silly. I figured, let's just change it, make it a little bit prettier. Again, the little reading. It's not really a reading nook, though, is it? It's a reading seat. The lovely view. I mean, who doesn't want to look at cranes? And actually, the buildings aren't that bad to look at, just random cranes. Industrial things. Wow, I've never actually noticed this before. Anyway, the big wardrobe, which everything's in, and the mirror, which does light up. Why is that blue? What's blue? Can you see the blue? Yes. Well, if I can see the blue, you can see the blue. So anyway, that was the first ever speed build on the channel. So I hope you liked it. I'll be doing more. Like I say, I've got an entire world to repopulate. And it's snowing. So, the happiest of days. It's on the gallery. I forgot to mention that. My username, ClaireM2113. And it's under Refurb Streamlit Single. A simple starter home for a singleton or couple. I didn't write that. That's obviously what it came with. I've pretty much used all of the packs, so I'm so sorry if you don't have all the packs. Obviously what that'll do is it will just remove those items from the game. It isn't modded. There is no custom content in this whatsoever. Like I say, the custom content's for some reason broken my game. So that's that, and I will... There's all my other... Well, I didn't build all these, can I just point out. But anyway, thank you for watching. If you did watch, I will make some more and hopefully see you all in the next one. Ta-ra!